Okay, so now let's go ahead and continue our work on the police officer script. First of all, in the start method, we're gonna add the references for the wanted level script. So type find object of type wanted level. Then for the game manager script, so type find object of type game manager. After this, when the game starts, okay, then we want the current moving speed to be equals to the moving speed of the player and the present health of the character to be equals to the character health. Okay, and then the player body, we need to find the player body and assign it to it. So we will say game object dot find and find the game object which is by the name of player. And as you know that we name our player right here, as you can see, player. Okay, so make sure that you name the exact same type, the exact same name of the player character, okay, whatever you name it. All right, and actually we can make this private now since we set up the player body already. Now let's make our character walk between the waypoints. Okay, when we didn't committed any crime, we want the police officer to walk in the waypoints. So how we will do that? For that, first of all, let's minimize this, get back right here. All right, and let's click on AI characters, and from here open up the character navigator script, then the waypoint navigator script as well. When you open these two, okay, now let's go ahead and create a police waypoint navigator script. We will just copy all of this and paste it in there. But first of all, let's complete our walk method. Okay, so right here, create a public method, name it as walk, and in here, if we get back to the character navigator script, what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy this line and this whole thing till the if condition closing. Okay, copy all of this and get back right here, paste it, and that's it. This will do our work for moving the police officer, okay, because this walk method and this walk method is the same. But as you know that on our characters we don't have animations, booleans or anything, okay, we just have the walk animation and then the die animation. But on the police officer, if we check the animator of the police officer, okay, as you can see, this is the controller. Click on it, then double click on the controller, and I don't know why Unity sometime glitch, so let me close the tab, then let's reopen it. Okay, so now clear the console, and this is the police officer animator. Right here we have the walk, run, die and shoot. So now when the player is just walking, then we want to make this walk boolean true, okay, and we want to play this walk animation on the police officer. If you drag and drop the police officer will walk in the waypoints like this, okay. And also one thing I forgot is that, guys, make sure that your animation rig is humanoid and also your character rig is humanoid, okay. If you are using the same assets as mine, then it is okay, you have nothing to change. But if you are using some other animations and character, then make sure that their rig is humanoid and also for the character as well, okay. And if you have generic character and generic animation, then that is okay as well. But make sure that your animation is loop time and loop pose, okay, so that the character walk in only one place like this. Alright, so as you know that we have these animators right here, so now we're going to set them right here. As you know that we already have a reference to the animator, let me remove the public from there and let's set up the reference for the animator. As you know that the animator is attached to our police officer game object and also this script as well. So what we're gonna do in order to add the reference, we just simply gonna say get component animator, and that is it. Okay, then right here when the player is moving, what we're gonna do, we're gonna set the bool of the animator, which is by the name of walk. Okay, set that to true. Then let's copy it and paste it 2 times, and when the police officer is walking, then we want the shoot to be false and the run to be false as well. Alright, so our walk method is complete. Now in the update method, let's give a vision to our police officer now. Okay, so for giving the vision, first of all, we're gonna say player in vision radius pool should be equals to physics dot check sphere. We want to create a sphere around the police officer, and its radius will be the vision radius, and it will only detect player. Okay, so what this line means, it means that, for example, this is our police officer. Okay, so what we are doing, we are creating a sphere around the police officer, which limit is set by the vision radius. So for example, if the vision radius is 10, then it will be like this, and if it is 20, it will be like this, and if it is 50, then it will be like this. Okay, and then in this whole sphere we only deduct player. So if the player gets in here, then player in vision radius will be set to true. Okay, and then the police officer will know where the player is. Okay, now in the same way, let's do it for the shooting radius. So right here, change this to is player in shooting radius. Okay, and right here, instead of vision radius, we're gonna pass the shooting radius. Okay, now the player has vision. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna say if the player is not in vision radius and the player is not in shooting radius, and also the player didn't commit any crime. Okay, so how we will do that, we're gonna do it by using the wanted level script. So if the wanted level script level 1 is false, and let me now copy this whole thing till this point, and let me actually remove that space and then paste it. Okay, let's remove this double and. So if also the level 2 is false and if level 3 is false and if level 4 is false and also if level 5 is false, then it means the player didn't commit any sign. So let's add curly brackets. Okay, so let me show you this if condition again so that you guys can write it as well. Right here we just say if the player is not in vision radius and also in shooting radius, and also this whole line means actually if the player didn't commit any crime. Okay, and how we will know that, we will know that by the wanted level. So if none of the wanted levels are true, then we want the police officer to simply walk. Okay, so just call the walk method in there. Now we need to create a waypoint navigator script for our police officer as well. So just simply get back right here. Okay, this is our police officer. What we're gonna do, we're gonna click on police system, and in here create a C# script by the name of police waypoint navigator. Okay, then click on the police officer and then drag and drop this police waypoint navigator script at the top, and also the police officer script as well at the top right there. Attach both of the scripts, okay? And there is a bug in Unity, so it is showing this error again and again, but when we clear it, it just got clear, okay? So we don't have to do anything about it. Now let's open this police waypoint navigator script, and in here we're gonna copy this whole code from here. Okay, copy this whole code inside this class and paste it right here. Now let me close this character scripts, both of them, and we need to change this. So click on change all occurrence, name this as police officer because it will now be requiring the police officer script, and instead of the character we will type, actually let's leave this as character, okay? And that will be pretty much it for this. Now we just need to create a method right here for locating the destination. So for that, let me open up the character navigator script back again, okay, and copy this method locate destination, close it, and paste it on the police officer script right after the walk method, okay, right here. And that is it. We just have to remove this current timeout thing, and that's it. Now if we get back right here, click on police officer. For the moving speed, let's add 0.9. For the running speed, add 2.2. For turning speed, it will be 300. Stop speed will be 1. Present health will be added automatically. Then right here we need to provide the player layer, and as you know, the player is on player layer and also tagged as player as well, okay? So add that. Let's set the vision radius to 30. Shooting radius will be 7 or 5. Okay, give damage will be 3. Shooting range will be 100. We need to provide the shooting area for the police officer. So if you open up the police officer, you will find the shooting area in here, which is already set up. And if it is not, then create an empty game object, move it up, move it outside the player, and that will be your shooting area. Okay, then the wanted level script will be added automatically, also the game manager script. So what we're gonna do on the police officer is to make them private for now. And for now we don't have the blood effect because we don't have any shooting in the police officer, so we're gonna comment it. Save the script and that will be gone. Now we are not spawning the police officer for right now, so we're gonna add police officer script in there, and for the current waypoint let's choose this 0 waypoint, okay, because right now we are testing our police officers. Okay, so as you can see, the police officer is not walking in the waypoints. Let's get out of the police officer, and now as you can see the police officer is walking in the waypoints again. Okay, if we check the game manager right here, none of the levels are true, but I don't know why. When we get in range of the police officer, as you can see the police officer stop walking, so this is not a good sign. So in order to fix this, you just have to remove this sign, because if the player is or not in the shooting radius, then the police officer should walk. Okay, remove both of that. Okay, and get back right here. Let me select all of the waypoints and make their width as 3, because they are that their width are really long. Okay, so make sure that you make it 3. And that's it. Now if we play the game, actually before playing the game, from the police officer script remove these two things from the if condition, okay, because I forgot I didn't add these two things in here, okay, because when the police officer is walking we don't have to check if the player is in vision radius or shooting radius. That's it. Alright, now if we play the game again, you will notice that the police officer is now walking perfectly fine. As you can see, the destination are changing. As you can see, the current waypoint is changing. Okay, and the police officer walks perfectly fine. So with the walk done, let's end this video right here. Okay.